Where's your stick? Set. Go! Where's your stick? Set. Go! Dá coisa. Where's your stick? Set. Go! Dá uma coisa.
All right, we are underway. I'm Stephen Stamp, joined by Nick Coyne, founder, co-owner, co-president, or president of the Dallas Lacrosse League.
Man of many hats. I don't know what my title is, but yeah, whatever you would like to call me.
We are at the Duel in Dallas, sponsored by Thompson Brothers Lacrosse. We wish we could grow the braids, but we'll have to leave that to Jeremy, Heine, Lyle, and Miles. Sorry, Miles and Lyle, trying to get them in order. And Billy O'Brien, who is the man. We'd give you a Flex Friday, but it's Saturday plus. You could do it. It would be a little embarrassing if I did it, because there you go. We are here in the NITEX Center, and you're trying to build the game here, and this is a huge step in that direction.
It is. It's a small but huge step, I guess you can say. I know, we don't have as many people as we'd like to have out here, but the seed is planted, and with you down here and the Thompson sponsoring us, it kind of legitimizes that platform, and it sends a message out that, we are no joke. We do want to grow the game and grow it correctly. So yeah, it's a huge step, and I'm glad to be a part of it. If you would have asked me 5 years ago if this is what I'd be doing, I don't know if I could say this is exactly what I'd be doing. But more so, I'm very happy to be a part of it.
We met last year at the Combine when you and Travis drove 25 hours to get to Toronto, to Oakville, to the track and take part in the Combine. Obviously a huge learning experience there, and you've brought a lot of that back here. And you can see things happening every game, guys figuring things out. There are a lot of steps to take. We're not kidding anybody that guys are this far away from hitting the big time, but there are beginnings of things here. Yes,
no, definitely. It's baby steps, and I think the thing is box is very new, not only in the States, but especially here. And whenever you want to bring in a new form of lacrosse, like I said, lacrosse is new here, so you want to bring in a different type, and it kind of, everybody's questionable. But you see it, you see the product, you see how the game is played, and, I think everybody gets addicted to it. I know I have, and yeah, I can't stop watching and playing box, but it takes a toll on you. I'm not as young as I once was, but.
Well, the thing is, this weekend, you came to pick me up at the airport. You showed me around the stockyards, which was great. I had a bit of a break, but then you've been just going nonstop trying to get ready for this. You show up this morning. We get here and set things up, and we're filling the water bottles. You're figuring out where the scoreboard is to run. There are lots of logistics that go into something like this, and you're refereeing some of the young kids' games, getting ready for your own game. You go and play. You come back out. You're running the score clock. Are you having time to enjoy the experience and see how cool this is?
You know what? I probably won't be able to enjoy it until it's all done, and I think that's how almost every weekend goes. And I know we discussed it a little bit, but it's hard to be a player and an organizer. Because like you said, running around constantly. I didn't get a chance to eat. We woke up, we didn't have any breakfast, so we literally came here, and I had to ref and do all that. So by the time my 12 o'clock game came, and I was literally about to pass out. So I try to enjoy it as much as possible while I'm in the moment. But yeah, I think when I get done packing up and sitting in the truck after at midnight here, it sinks in. So it's fun.
I'm going to tell you a quick story from my rowing days. I used to run a rowing club in North Vancouver, Deep Cove, one of the most beautiful spots on the planet. And we would put on regattas. And I was in the tent, the organization tent, with a bunch of other folks who were working. Everything seemed to be going wrong. I've got 2 radios to talk to different people about what's going on here, what's going on there, what's broken, who needs to do what, who's helping out, what's happening on the dock, where are the times from this race. And I just thought, everything's on. This is such a horrendous nightmare for a regatta. And then I had to go to the bathroom. I walk, and it's like a 3-minute walk over, a minute and a half walk. And I walk there, I walk back. In the space of being out of the tent for 5 minutes, it was something like 5 or 6 people come up to me and say, "Oh my God, this is such a great regatta. Everything's so organized and it's going so smoothly and that." So I made all of the people that were working with me, my rule was get out of the tent at some point during the weekend. So I recommend to you, get out of the tent, because this is a pretty exciting thing going on. And I hope you get to enjoy it a little bit.
I definitely hope I get to enjoy it too. And now that the game's over and it's kind of winding down towards the end of the day, I can get a chance to do that. But like I said, I'm just happy that everybody's here and gets to experience it. And not only that, I'm thankful that Thompson Brothers sent you down here so that you can experience this and kind of showcase it and broadcast it to the world.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Last question, plans and dreams moving forward.
Our plans are to start a full legitimate high school league, kind of maybe year-round, if not in the fall, kind of to offset spring field season. That and do the summer league, of course, and that's just to strictly get the stick in the kids' hands. Not only that, but playing a different version of lacrosse, not to burn them out on the field game. Not only that, to get these college coaches to look down at the states and say these kids, the kids in the states, they can play. They know how to play. They just need to have an outlet to play it at. So. And
not that it's the reason to play box lacrosse, but it's a reason, because Dave Petromala, Matt Brown, you hear the coaches who will go on and say, go and play box lacrosse, learn those skills, bring it back to the field game. It helps.
Oh yeah, no, that's why you see it a hot topic in the college game, in the field game. Is these coaches they're going to Canada, they're getting box players, they're looking for box backgrounds. So I think if you can get some box in your background, it'll definitely help you out, and not only that, it's going to help your lacrosse game out, period. And it'll all fall into place, so.
Stephen Stamp, Nick Coyne at the Duel in Dallas, brought to you by Thompson Brothers Lacrosse. Thanks, guys. All right, I am Stephen Stamp here with Kevin Eskridge. The Centurions have just managed to best Jimmy, the multiple body parts Bovaird, for they erased a 13-7 win, but it was a good push for you guys.
It was. Yeah, I think we're coming together every game. A lot of us are new on the team, so we're trying to meet everybody and see how each other plays.
And you guys have been obviously mostly from a field background, but one of the things I really enjoyed, I was talking about on the broadcast, is your goal on the pick and roll, a little back pick where you just sealed your guy off and you basically walked into open space.
Yeah, that's something we were working on in practice, trying to figure out, and we finally dialed it in the game.
So when you guys are working, I've seen you warm up, you run a lot of drills, you run Mike McClelland, obviously a lot of experience, I talked to him earlier. And you guys are running a lot of drills and developing the instincts. And we talked about how one of the keys is to get a system, get used to playing the system and learning the rules, and then be able to kind of forget it and just play.
Right. Yeah, that's something that, we trust Coach, obviously, so we go through in practice just trying to, get a handle on what we're doing, so when it comes game time, we have the feel for it already, and we know the guys well enough where we know where they're going to be.
You got one more game tomorrow, and then most likely with 2 wins, the championship game. How's the experience been so far coming down? It's about a 10-hour drive for you guys, right?
Yeah, it's been great. I was late for the bus, but so I held them up like an hour. But yeah, it was a great trip down. Not bad traffic, and then it's been good hanging out with everybody.
What was the Kangaroo Court penalty for being an hour late for the bus?
Nothing. I got off the hook pretty easy, yeah.
So far, they're maybe saving it. I think the pick and roll goal might save you, but what are you looking forward to as you get ready for the BLL season starting in 2 weeks?
I'm just learning, man. This is my first tournament playing box, so I'm just learning, trying to pick up everything I can.
And the other guys, obviously, not a lot of experience for them in box lacrosse either, but progress being made.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we're coming together as a team, and the guys out here care a lot about what we're doing, so we're just trying to grow lacrosse around the St. Louis area. Perfect. And get it out there. Yeah.
I'm Stephen Stamp. This is Kevin Eskridge. This is the Duel in Dallas from the Dallas Box Lacrosse League, brought to you by the Thompson Brothers Lacrosse.
There's your stick. Set. Go! Down low, push. There's your stick. Set. Go! Down, good.
All right, we are underway. I'm Stephen Stamp, joined by Nick Coyne, founder, co-owner, co-president, or president of the Dallas Lacrosse League.
Man of many hats. I don't know what my title is, but yeah, whatever you would like to call me.
We are at the Duel in Dallas, sponsored by Thompson Brothers Lacrosse. We wish we could grow the braids, but we'll have to leave that to Jeremy, Heine, Lyle, and Miles. Sorry, Miles and Lyle, trying to get them in order. And Billy O'Brien, who is the man. We'd give you a Flex Friday, but it's Saturday plus. You can do it. It would be a little embarrassing if I did it, because there you go. We are here in the NITEX Center, and you're trying to build the game here, and this is a huge step in that direction.
Yeah, it is. It's a small but huge step, I guess you can say. I know, we don't have as many people as we'd like to have out here, but the seed is planted, and with you down here and the Thompson sponsoring us, it kind of legitimizes that platform, and it sends a message out that, we are no joke. We do want to grow the game and grow it correctly. So yeah, it's a huge step, and I'm glad to be a part of it. If you would have asked me 5 years ago if this is what I'd be doing, I don't know if, I could say this is exactly what I'd be doing. But more so, I'm very happy to be a part of it.
We met last year at the Combine when you and Travis drove 25 hours to get to Toronto, to Oakville, to the track, and take part in the Combine. Obviously a huge learning experience there, and you've brought a lot of that back here. And you can see things happening every game, guys figuring things out. There are a lot of steps to take. We're not kidding anybody that guys are this far away from hitting the big time, but there are beginnings of things here.
Yes, no, definitely. It's baby steps, and I think the thing is box is very new, not only in the States, but especially here. And whenever you want to bring in a new form of lacrosse, like you said, lacrosse is new here, so you want to bring in a different type, and it kind of, everybody's questionable. But you see it, you see the product, you see how the game is played, and, I think everybody gets addicted to it. I know I have, and yeah, I can't stop watching and playing box, but it takes a toll on you. I'm not as young as I once was, but.
Well, the thing is, this weekend, you came to pick me up at the airport. You showed me around the stockyards, which was great. I had a bit of a break, but then you've been just going nonstop, trying to get ready for this. You show up this morning. We get here and set things up, and we're filling the water bottles. You're figuring out where the scoreboard is to run. There are lots of logistics that go into something like this, and you're refereeing some of the young kids' games, getting ready for your own game. You go and play. You come back out. You're running the score clock. Are you having time to enjoy the experience and see how cool this is?
You know what? I probably won't be able to enjoy it until it's all done, and I think that's how almost every weekend goes. And I know we discussed it a little bit, but it's hard to be a player and an organizer. Because like you said, running around constantly. I didn't get a chance to eat. We woke up, we didn't have any breakfast, so we literally came here, and I had to ref and do all that. So by the time my 12 o'clock game came, and I was literally about to pass out. So I try to enjoy it as much as possible while I'm in the moment. But yeah, I think when I get done packing up and sitting in the truck after at midnight here, it sinks in. So it's fun. I'm
going to tell you a quick story from my rowing days. I used to run a rowing club in North Vancouver, Deep Cove. one of the most beautiful spots on the planet, and we would put on regattas. And I was in the tent, the organization tent, with a bunch of other folks who were working. Everything seemed to be going wrong. I've got 2 radios to talk to different people about what's going on here, what's going on there, what's broken, who needs to do what, who's helping out, what's happening on the dock, where are the times from this race. And I just thought, everything's on. This is such a horrendous nightmare for regatta. And then I had to go to the bathroom. I walk, and it's like a 3-minute walk, over, well, a minute and a half walk. And I walk there, I walk back. In the space of being out of the tent for 5 minutes, it was something like 5 or 6 people come up to me and say, "Oh my God, this is such a great regatta. Everything's so organized and it's going so smoothly and that." So I made all of the people that were working with me, my rule was get out of the tent at some point during the weekend. So I recommend to you, get out of the tent, because this is a pretty exciting thing going on. And I hope you get to enjoy it a little bit.
I definitely hope I get to enjoy it too. And now that the game's over and it's kind of winding down towards the end of the day, I can get a chance to do that. But like I said, I'm just happy that everybody's here and gets to experience it. And not only that, I'm thankful that Thompson Brothers sent you down here so that
Hello, Lacrosse friends. Welcome to day 2 of the duel in Dallas. I'm Steven Stamp, and we are starting off with the Arrows versus the St. Louis Centurions. Sorry, we're a little bit late getting on the air, but we are rolling now. And we have a 1-0 lead for the Arrows. They scored off the opening faceoff. Oh, but Paul the Wall Wallstrom is down. Something appears to have happened on that last play. We are back underway. The Arrows with possession. Wallstrom is up and appears to be okay. Cole McKenzie behind the net. He's being checked by Liebrick. Moves it up to Dillard. Dillard goes to the far side to a guy in an orange helmet. He takes an offside shot, bounces way up into the mesh. It'll be Centurions' possession. Kern Conradi getting the start in net for the Centurions, who have pretty much clinched a spot. They actually, I believe they have clinched a spot in the final at noon today, because even if the Arrows were to win this game, that would put them and the Centurions at 2-1. Oh, the shot from the outside fools Wallstrom. He just lifted up, and Sherman bounces it underneath the stick. 1-1 the scores. We are 2.5 minutes here into the first quarter. 4 10-minute quarters running time at the duel in Dallas. We'll have another game at 10 o'clock today, which will be the Oilers and the Lone Stars. And then at noon, the championship final. A little update on what's going to be happening for that in a few moments when we have a chance. Brandon Lenz gets the ball back from Carroll on the far side. Sorry, that was Alex Domino playing over on the right side. Actually, that's Tim Fisher. That makes more sense. There's a shot by Uri, is in the crease. Have my 36 and my 30 mixed up there. Here come the Arrows up the floor. The father-son officiating team of Nick and Tom Coyne. Tom and Nick Coyne. Tom, the father, on the far side in the orange jersey, and Nick on the near side in the gray jersey. Centurions ball as that one goes out of play. We have a man breaking up the floor. Low pass picked up nicely. Oh, but after the sharp move, just missing the net, was Brandon Lenz. Here come the Arrows up the floor. A couple of additions to the roster. Oh, a huge hit. That was Dan Funk having a great tournament and absolutely leveling one of the Arrows. Now, he literally had a few players just arrive as the game was about to start. And they are not on the roster. So we've got number 4. You can see at the top of the formation there. The righty, and number 2, the lefty, to the right of the screen. Not sure who these guys are, but they're going to slip out and make a play as Mike Ciaravino goes through the crease, can't get rid of the ball, and then all alone, nobody picks up Brandon Lenz, and Lenz goes far side, sneaks it past Wallstrom, and the Centurions take the lead as we near the midway point of the first quarter. I'm Steven Stamp. Thank you for being with us here at the duel in Dallas. It's day 2. Things are getting pretty exciting. It's been an interesting and a really fascinating day tournament here to see the growth of the box lacrosse game here in Dallas, Texas. It is obviously in its infancy, just a few years old really. They've been running this league, but it's pretty great to see the passion that these guys have for the game. And because the Centurions came down, we get to see what's happening in Missouri as well. Zane Jackson knocked down from behind, so he will get the ball. Ian Brosh out there coming back on defense. Low shot by Cole McKenzie, and Conradi leaps out to pounce on that loose ball off the rebound. Liebrick running the floor. Throw it ahead to Sherman, who's the first offensive player out. Yuri bobbles the pass but collects it. Eskridge over to Fisher on the far side. Austin Dahl's up at the top waiting for a pass. Fisher can't get it through. We're going to have a call. And then, and Dahl gets over to shove Kirby Ayers away. Ayers took a chop from Sherman, and then Ayers turns and cross-checks Sherman in the head. Nasty, nasty play. Just off camera as the ball is over on the far side. Here comes, you see Ayers cross-checks Sherman in the back. Ayers turns and actually gives him a bit of a cross-check to the face, and then Ayers, the hard cross-check up in the head area. And Dahl's going to get, looks like Dahl's getting 2 minutes for running over it. Really didn't see Dahl do a whole lot, but they wanted to put a clamp on that. We'll see what Ayers gets. It should be at least 5 minutes for that cross-check to the head. Not sure if the refs, because it was away from the ball, away from the play. Not entirely sure what the officials were able to see. But yeah, they definitely wanted to clamp down on that. You can see the refs, Nick and Tom Coyne, discussing. Tom Coyne emphatically talking to the St. Louis bench. We don't have the penalties up on the board, so we'll have to wait and find out. 2-1, St. Louis leads. 2:15 to go here in the first quarter. Jackson comes up with the ball along the boards, runs around behind the back of the net. All the way to the middle, and things open up, but nicely closing there was Noel Blood, taking away the chance. Just a little hesitation from Jackson, and the shot wasn't there. 30-second shot clock expires. Arrows roll the ball down the floor. So in the fracas, Sherman went unpenalized because that definitely was the cross check to the back by Ayers that on Sherman that knocked him down. Ayers turned around, gave him a little slash to the arm, and then a slight, got the stick up into the chin a little bit. Oh, and just stinging the far side is Mike Ciravino. That spot was there. Not sure if Wallstrom saw the shot coming around the screen because he did not move, and Ciravino just absolutely nails that spot. 3-1 coming into the final minute of the first quarter. And Paul the Wall Wallstrom will come out and have a chat with Kevin Urie and Brandon Lenz, St. Louis players. A very amicable goalie. Yeah, but it was definitely the chop from Ayers that finished off that little scrum. Lenz will lob it ahead to Carroll at the top. Running into space. The roll is there. Great slide by Crossland to chop that ball away from Dan Funk, playing up on the offensive end. Dan Funk is doing it all for the St. Louis team. He's played very solid defense, up taking some offensive shifts as well. Penalty coming to the Arrows. Delayed call. Behind the back pass. Doesn't get through from Lands. Play is blown down. And Tom Coyne has his own idiosyncratic penalty signals, putting a lot of time and effort into this, and he is emphatic, but doesn't always make it easy for us to know exactly what the calls were. Austin Dahl is coming out of the box. Ayers is still in there, so he did obviously get a 5. The first quarter's over. Dahl may just be going to join his team for the intermission. We will take a break for about a minute and a half. We'll be back with the second quarter from the Duel in Dallas. I'm Steven Stamp. Thanks for being with us. Duel in Dallas brought to you by Thompson Brothers Lacrosse. Welcome back, Lacrosse friends. Quarter 2, ready to roll here at the Duel in Dallas, brought to you by Thompson Brothers Lacrosse. I'm Steven Stamp. And it is the St. Louis Centurions 3, the Houston Aeros 1. And again, I'm just calling them the Houston Aeros. They are here in Dallas. No, it's Centurions win the faceoff to open the second quarter here. They will take possession. So it did clarify with Nick Coyne, one of the father-son refereeing duel, that the penalties were 2 minutes to Dahl for roughing, a 5-minute major for high sticking to K-Dog Ayers. So they nailed that. Absolutely the right calls there. And now that means the Centurions power play. Oh, there's Eskridge wide open in the slot, but he misses. Comes back out to Fisher. They've only got 6 to shoot. Centurions now being made aware. Eskridge is going to let it rip. Saved by Wallstrom. Straight back out to Lenz. A fresh 30 for the Centurions. Sherman passes to the cutting Lenz. Can't quite connect. Crossland got a little bit of that. Fisher with the shovel pass. Goal. Adam Urey on the far side. Great pass by Tim Fisher. And it's 4-1 with the power play goal. That will be the first of 2 potential goals on the 5-minute power play. It's up on the board now. We got a minute and a half left to go on Irish call. So if the Centurions are able to get another goal in this minute plus on the power play, then the Arrows would be able to send a player out to play 5-on-5, but Ayers does have to serve the full 5 minutes. Great jump by Brosh on that faceoff, but he can't pick it up. And Chase Campbell comes up with it. But Campbell has the ball in the front court, takes a couple steps towards the Centurions net, then runs back over center. That's over and back. There is some latitude on faceoffs. If you pick the ball up in the offensive zone, you can run back over center as long as you haven't established yourself heading towards the offensive zone, which he had. Hard shot off the crossbar post connection. Here's Dahl, bounces one through. Fisher will get an assist on that one after banging it off the iron. It comes straight out to Dahl, who taps it home. So Irish should actually be staying in the box. The Arrows can send a 5th player out there. Brosh wins the faceoff. Ayers is out on the floor, and because his penalty expired as we're waiting for the faceoff. It is running time here at the duel in Dallas. Got a lot of lacrosse to get in. We've got the grade 5-6 games, the grade 7-8 games, the high school games. Cole McKenzie picks up that loose ball, throws it ahead. It's just too far for Jackson, and that one's snagged by Noel Blood. Here comes a drive to the net. That was Ben Beath up for an offensive shift. Ball rolls out to Carroll, down to 15 on the shot clock for the Centurions. Eskridge ducks underneath McKenzie, who recovers nicely. That ball's knocked down by Jackson. 4 to shoot, 3. There's Lenz. Oh, and the clock was reset. It did eventually go off Wallstrom. No, the clock did expire, the shot clock. For some reason, it got reset when there's about a second and a half left before the ball got there. So, the ball goes the other way. Here come the Arrows trying to overcome this 5-1 deficit. Those 2 power play goals really building the lead on the Arrows. Not something you can afford to do is take big penalties. Okay. Big save by Kern Conradi. Trying to rebuild his confidence. He had a bit of a shaky go yesterday and got in a bit of a roll where the Arrows, the Lone Stars got a few on him. And Conradi, though, looking pretty solid today, finding his groove a little bit. Sherman, lever pass, all alone is that is Mike Ciravino, and his second of the game. Almost as pretty as that laser into the top corner in the first quarter. The lever pass really popularized in the, not the guys didn't do it before, but Tom Schreiber making his NLL debut after an MLL MVP season. And he really popularized that lever pass. It's so effective in tight. There's a little flip pass ahead, but that one's too high for Uri. But Adam Uri does come up with it eventually. Carroll gets checked on the return check by Andrew Dillard. Here comes Hart. That's David Farmer running the floor. Austin Dahl back playing D. Little chop sends him off into the corner, and the Arrows will set up again. Farmer thought he had a chance to get to the net. Travis Tunstall joining me up in the booth here. Got to get him on headset. Or maybe not. He's a little frustrated with the way things are going. And to be fair, Travis and Nick Coyne put a ton into this tournament. Leading up to it, they were tired when they got here for the tournament from all the work they put in getting ready for it, then spent yesterday. We were here for about 15 and a half hours yesterday running things, and these guys were playing and organizing and doing everything. And as I sat here on my chair talking, so these guys are a little tuckered out. There's a shot that goes off of an Arrows player. I thought it went off an Arrows player up in the net. I guess he just went down off the turf. And here's Ayers running the floor. Be interesting to see if the Centurions pay a little extra attention to him. Sherman is okay after that cross-check to the head that he received. Mike Cocking moves it ahead, and then the pass from Ben Beath over to Fisher, over to Sherman. Now Uri raking it up. Fisher looking for a cutter. Nice slide defense there, closing out by the boards. Wallstrom with the save. But Beath is the first guy to the loose ball, comes up with it. Ayers out on him. They've got a fresh 30. A shot from the outside misses. Turned over. Beath. Little shovel pass. Uri tries to cross over. Reach far side, but Wallstrom was there.
I believe that might be Dexter Good, who saw the check coming, then gets up a little bit high. Earned a look from Brendan Lenz, and I think Dexter Good. Is that Dexter Good there, Travis? Yes! I have nailed it. Dexter Good got up a little high. We're going to have him, I imagine, 2 minutes for illegal cross check. Definitely rode up. Started on the shoulder, but definitely rode up onto the helmet of Adam Urey. Or, sorry, Brandon Lenz, who's over on the far side. Eskridge. They're moving the ball around the outside. A little perimeter passing to get things started. Urey slipping in back door. Seen by Zane Jackson. So it takes away that pass lane. They're just going to toss it back and forth a bit. Urey goes up high. I think it was intended for Fisher, but Sherman tried to grab it, bounced away. The shot did eventually get taken. Oh, right on the doorstep. Eskridge stopped by Wallstrom. Paul the Wall, Wallstrom. Big save there. Minute and a half to go in the penalty. Cutting Eskridge. That one goes off the post. Back out to Beath. The Arrows trying to get some pressure on, doing a pretty good job, but boy, the bounce is just going the Centurions' way, and then Cole McKenzie ices the ball to get a little bit of a chance for some rest and a couple of changes. Centurions only 3 offensive players out there. Now they get their full power play set. They lead 6-1, just over a minute to go here in the second quarter. Dahl from the outside, belly pad save. Wallstrom doesn't know where it is. Dropped into the left knee pad. Right knee pad, Travis Tunstall completely wrong with that guess. Yeah. Had the pad. I mean, I can't give you too much credit for saying it was in the left knee pad when it was in the right, when it's the only place you can really go is into the knee pad. We're having a lot of fun here at the Duel in Dallas, brought to you by Thompson Brothers Lacrosse. Thank you for watching. Share on Facebook, on Twitter. Let your friends know. We've got some fun lacrosse to watch. There's Sherman. Cuts to the offside. Oh, he had Fisher on top. Sure, that was Beath at the top. Here comes Campbell. A little ward off with the left hand. Farmer trying to get through a couple of Centurions. Back to full strength as Dexter Good comes out, joins the fray. Zane Jackson running on his offside. He does switch hands a lot, so he could make it his proper side. That pass doesn't get through. Centurions get the ball. 6 seconds to go in the quarter. They have a man off the bench. And Domino just didn't see Urey coming off the bench, or they could have had a chance there. It is 6-1 after half of this game. And just a word on the final at noon today. Definitely looking like it will be the St. Louis Centurions. I'm about 95% sure they've already clinched a berth in that final. And they will be playing a team. Am I allowed to say this, Travis? Oh. They may be playing a team comprising players selected from the 3 Texas teams, putting their best product together. And I talked to everyone about it. I talked to the Centurions this morning. They are
There's your stick. Set. Go! There's your stick. Set. Go!
Domino, push.
All right, we are underway. I'm Steven Stamp, joined by Nick Coyne, founder, co-owner, co-president, or president of the Dallas Lacrosse League.
Man of many hats. I don't know what my title is, but yeah, whatever you would like to call me.
We are at the Duel in Dallas, sponsored by Thompson Brothers Lacrosse. We wish we could grow the braids, but we'll have to leave that to Jeremy, Heine, Lyle, and Miles. Sorry, Miles and Lyle, trying to get them in order. And Billy O'Brien, who is the man. We'd give you a Flex Friday, but it's Saturday plus. You can do it. It would be a little embarrassing if I did it, because there you go. We are here in the NITEX Center, and you're trying to build the game here, and this is a huge step in that direction.
Yeah, it is. It's a small but huge step, I guess you can say. I know, we don't have as many people as we'd like to have out here, but the seed is planted, and with you down here and the Thompson sponsoring us, it kind of legitimizes that platform, and it sends a message out that, we are no joke. We do want to grow the game and grow it correctly. So yeah, it's a huge step, and I'm glad to be a part of it. If you would have asked me 5 years ago if this is what I'd be doing, I don't know. I could say this is exactly what I'd be doing, but more so, I'm very happy to be a part of it.
We met last year at the Combine when you and Travis drove 25 hours to get to Toronto, to Oakville, to the track and take part in the Combine. Obviously a huge learning experience there, and you've brought a lot of that back here. And you can see things happening every game, guys figuring things out. There are a lot of steps to take. We're not kidding anybody that guys are this far away from hitting the big time, but there are beginnings of things here.
Yes, no, definitely. It's baby steps, and I think the thing is Fox is very new, not only in the States, but especially here. And whenever you want to bring in a new form of lacrosse, like I said, lacrosse is here, so you want to bring in a different.
Hello, lacrosse. Yeah. Hello, lacrosse friends. Welcome back to the Duel in Dallas. I'm Steven Stamp. It is 6-1 for St. Louis. And we're underway in the third quarter. The Centurions with the ball off the faceoff. Arrows get it back, though. Forecheck by Sherman. Almost got it loose, but Farmer runs through that check. Funk on him. Dan Funk with a hard check, and Farmer comes through. Now the ball slips out. Big swing by number 4 there. Farmer now battling for it. And we'll have a penalty coming to Noel Blood. Sounded like Tom Coyne said 2 minutes for boarding. I didn't see anyone near the boards. But it will be a power play for the Arrows. See if they can sneak back into this one. Backdoor McKenzie was open. Now he gets the ball, but he's got a defender on him. An extended box for the Centurions. Getting some pressure on it. Creates a loose pass. Now they have a man breaking up the floor. Oh, just a little bit too far for Zach Rogers. He tracks it down. He's going to get it back. No, I thought he was going to throw it to Funk, who was on the crease cutting for the net. Brandon Lenz is up, takes that pass. Rogers will get to the bench. Funk is going to stay. No, he's heading to the bench as well. 14 left on the shot clock. And the Centurions going to see what they can kill here. Yuri takes a look up at the clock. The Arrows all back within the restraining line. So Yuri basically passes it to Paul Wallstrom. And here comes Cole McKenzie back up the other way. Centurions into their box. Again, way out to the restraining line. It is a very deep restraining line. And Zane Jackson just topples backwards. Now a scrum ensues. I believe we're going to have a loose ball push on the Arrows, which will be Centurions' possession. Alex Domino running the ball up the floor, hands it off to Sherman. He'll head to the bench, and Sherman runs down along the boards, down deep, throws it back up top. And Sierra Vino, with a couple of lovely goals today, moves it across Eskridge. Playing catch on the far side with Ben Beath. Sherman's low. Shoots and scores! I think he caught both defender Connor Crossland and goalie Paul Wallstrom a little off guard. He was looking up top and then just turned and ripped a shot just inside the post. Thanks to Thompson Brothers Lacrosse again for helping make this weekend possible. Very cool ad that we ran during the intermission. Love that stuff. Advertising their camps. And I'm just watching the play because I am running the stream. And it's a bit delayed, obviously, from the live, or maybe not obviously, but it is a bit delayed from the live action. So I get to watch the replay, and that was a pretty sneaky little play there for that last goal by Brad Sherman. Now we're going to have a dead ball foul, and the Arrows will take possession. Kirby Ayers takes the pass up ahead. Getting some attention from Domino. Dexter Good was the intended recipient, but Funk leaps out like a cornerback. Deion Sanders going to the net, save Wallstrom. There's a shot and a goal on the rebound. That is Mike Cocking getting involved in the play, tucking that one home. And Funk absolutely baiting on that pickoff. He just kind of stands back, waits, sees it coming. You can see him ready to pounce, jumps the route, and he is off to the races. And then the rebound straight out to Cocking. 8-1, Centurions lead. Just waiting for the Arrows to close their bench door before we get underway. And now we start the game. Brosh with another face-off win. He's got Dahl ahead. Now down the corner. Shovels it to him. Shoots. Sweep shot. Bounces through. Wallstrom got part of it. But then it finds its way across the line. It's 9-1. Domino out to take the face off. Still a battle. There's actually Chase Campbell out for that draw, and the Arrows wind up with it. Nice win for Campbell. He does get credit for it, even though it was Jackson that came up with the ball. Dillard shoots with 20 seconds to go on the shot clock. Bounces wide. It's scooped up by Campbell. He hits McKenzie in the middle, rolls off the check, shoots, scores. Lovely play by Cole McKenzie. Alex Domino right on his back, but a little drop step. And he's able to find space to get his hands free and get the shot off. Nice play by Cole McKenzie. Had a very strong day yesterday. Ian Brosh back out there, and along with Connor Crossland, they have been taking the majority of the faceoffs this weekend for their respective teams. And Brosh, as he does so often, pulls out the win. Centurions set up well on the outside and start to work their way in as a unit. Eskridge. Little spin move. Kind of walked into the pick, though. Oh, but the sub shot by Brad Sherman drops the head of the stick and rips a low-to-low stinger into the corner past Wallstrom, 10-2. Double digits for the Centurions. Campbell and Domino back out. We're alternating face-off, guys. Campbell had it. Couldn't scoop it up. Tries again, but is chopped down on, and Adam Urey will eventually get the ball. But Campbell definitely putting some pressure on in the face-offs. Oh, but all alone on the back door is Dan Funk. He is ripping up this tournament. Dan Funk having a great game this morning. And it's 11-2. Campbell and Brosh, and Campbell had it, but it rolls out. McKenzie gets it. A face-off win for Chase Campbell. I keep wanting to call him Sonny Campbell, who is the Irish face-off man at the European Championships and the World Championships. It's actually Sonny Finn Campbell. But the long outlet pass, all alone is Carroll, but he is stopped by Paul the Wall Wallstrom. Carroll recovers the loose ball behind the net and throws it up top to Sierravino. Sherman thinking about an outside rip. No such thought process for Fisher. He just lets it fly, but Wallstrom stops that one. And the guy in the orange helmet picks up the loose ball, runs around behind the net, loses it. Under the forecheck by Sierravino, and the quarter comes to a close. 11-2, the Centurions lead. We'll be back in about 2 minutes with quarter 4 of the Centurions and Arrows from the duel in Dallas, brought to you by Thompson Brothers Lacrosse.
Let's go. Domino, coach.
There's your stick.
Set. Go! Domino, coach.
There's your stick.
Set. Go!
Welcome back. Fourth quarter about to get underway. Centurions 11, Arrows 2. Brosh and Campbell. Brosh pulled it out, but the Arrows come up with it. Zane Jackson leaping on that ball. One hand grabs it, going to the net. Low shot, but it goes well wide. Oh, nice snag there by Andrew Dillard. Jackson runs into the wall that is Brad Sherman. And the Centurions trying to break out. Nobody other than Dan Funk, of course, running the ball up into the offensive zone. Hopefully he stays and plays an offensive shift, because I am loving this guy's game today. Cuts to the net. Oh, Adam Urey just hesitated, and Funk was no longer open, so Funk will head to the bench, get Austin Dahl out. Dahl off the bench. There's a shot by Fisher. Fisher gets it back after it was picked up down in the corner by Brandon Lenz. Down to 20 on the shot clock for the Centurions. Lenz tries a little sidearm pass. Doesn't get through to Fisher as it's tipped away. Chase Campbell scoops it up. Nice hustle back by Noel Blood to just get a bit of Dexter Good stick into his shooting. Caused it to go slightly off target. Andrew Dillard over along the far boards, throws it up top. McKenzie spinning, gets a shot off, stopped by Conradi. Conradi takes off a glove, drops it in his stick, trying to cool things off a little. Goalies are different cats, man. Ben Beath waiting for folks to join him, gets it to Dahl. Eskridge up top. Ciaravino's shot straight into the stick of McKenzie, who's breaking up the floor now. Campbell has to look up. Oh, it's too late. Chase Campbell came up with the ball, had some forecheck pressure though. Now he's going to switch hands and shoot. And Cole McKenzie's over at the edge of the crease thinking, how open do I have to get that ball? Campbell will start with it once again, and now McKenzie's covered as Ben Beath goes and jumps on him. Crossland up for an offensive shift. Hands it over to number 4. And now the guy with the orange helmet cuts inside the restraining line. A little wrap check, and then a big body check coming from Domino. Sorry, that was Mike Liebrick with the body check. That shot goes around the boards all the way over center, down into the end zone. And it's an over and back. Adam Urey chasing it down to get the restart going. Runs around behind the net looking for someone. A little confusion between Eskridge and Dahl. So they have to hang on. Then the low pass scooped up nicely by Eskridge on the one hopper. Fisher rips it wide. They're going to try and keep it from going over and back. Does so. For some reason, they got to reset. But it won't matter as Dahl goes to Urey to the back of the net. Lovely passing and just tucking it home against the grain. Nice finish, Urey. Wallstrom was facing a 2-on-0 basically there. Unable to stop it. She really can't put that on the goalie. 12-2. 6:15 to go here in the final quarter. The Centurions putting a bow on their 3-0 record in the round robin. And again, they will play in the final at noon against what we believe and we hope is going to be a Texas All-Star team. Should be a good mix. We've been sitting here selecting some players who should be involved in that game. I have my choices. We'll talk it over. We'll get a competitive crew together. Before then, though, we have the 10 o'clock game between the Lone Stars and the Oilers, which means I won't have Travis Tunstall here with me up in the booth. I'm going to miss you, buddy, while you play net. I know it's part of what you're here to do. Maybe it might become a practice for the Arrows will start with possession. Pass across to Dillard. He thought about taking a shot, but it might have been thinking shot before he caught the ball as it skipped away from him. That pass is going to go over and back, and it will be Centurions' possession as we near the midway point of this fourth quarter. Sherman there smartly just runs over the ball because Dexter Good was there to check him if he'd picked it up. So Sherman's going to wait for the play to be blown in. Get a little free clear. Fisher to Dahl. Sherman down in the far corner looking for the ball, but Dahl's going to drive to the net. Oh, dip and dunk and dip and dunk. But then he bounces it off the crossbar. Some nice moves by Dahl, but no finish. And Dexter Good streaming down the floor, 3-on-2. Oh. Dexter Good will take the offside shot that bounces down into the turf outside the crease and up into the mesh. And that's the nature of developing in box lacrosse. Dexter Good, a great run up the floor, and then just a poor decision with the 3-on-2. Had a couple of guys get a pass to, takes the offside shot. That's what you got to go through. Those are the growing pains you take. And these guys are working hard, and they have the passion. They will get this game. There is some box lacrosse being played here, and it's an exciting thing. Backdoor pass to Urey. I'll tell you, the St. Louis Centurions, a good role model for what the Dallas Box Lacrosse League is building towards. You can see these guys who are also field first players learning the box game, running a solid system. We talked yesterday about how important it is to get the systems in place. Mike McClellan, former National Lacrosse League player, 2-time Mann Cup champion with the Brampton Excelsiors, and he is coaching this club. He now lives in St. Louis, where his wife has settled or is from, and he is bringing a lot of structure, a lot of development to this team, and you can see they're playing box lacrosse. Sherman gets that ball off the turf. Fisher tries the quick stick, just misses though. 6 on the shot clock. Ciravino couldn't keep ball, but the rebound straight out to Sherman. Fresh 30 for the Centurions. Ciravino up top again. Lenz threw to Fisher, didn't quite connect. Ball's on the floor, picked up by Yuri. The 30 was reset. Don't see the officials counting down, so they're going to go with the new 30. That shot by Fisher, stopped by Paul the Wall Wallstrom. Number 4 with a couple of hits. A friendly little chirp from the one of the St. Louis fans here in attendance, saying cross-check him in the neck, and a little chat between them. Oh, there's a shot that misses from Fisher. Another fresh 30. You hear from the bench, the Centurions calling, use the whole clock. That pass doesn't connect with Lenz, and it's scooped up by number 4. That pass ahead, though, the forecheck pressure causes a turnover. Possibly it's going to go up into the Centurions bench off of David Farmer, and St. Louis will get possession. .140 to go. 12-2 the score. Good timing check, but Ciravino is there to pick up the scrap. Now he gets the pass. Thought about a cutter. Shoots. Bounces up over Carroll, but Fisher's there to back him up. Oh, Farmer grabs it, though. He's off to the races all alone on Conrad. He scores 5-hole. Beautiful play, David Farmer. Perfect timing. Great play. I'm going to watch that one on the delayed stream here. As Farmer times that perfect. I talked earlier about Dan Funk making like Deion Sanders with the timing on the snag. And you can see Farmer takes off here. Grabs that one just before Fisher can. Boy, he can get down the floor. Actually didn't go 5-hole. He went back across the grain, past the right arm of Kern Conradi to make it 12-3. We're into the final minute. Campbell doing a good job battling for faceoffs, but Domino comes up with it. Ayers with the wrap check and then hangs on. He's going to get a holding penalty. He didn't like his 5-minute major earlier. He's probably not going to like this one, but again, no question. Ayers not picking the ball up. Oh, and then he chops down. And Ayers will go to the box, but there's only 12 seconds left. Oh, no, they're just going to start play again for the final 10 seconds. And that will do it. The final score, 12-3 for the St. Louis Centurions as Brandon Lenz rolls into the corner. We'll be back at 10 o'clock or so. It's 9:57, so maybe a little bit of a buffer. And then we'll be back with Oilers and Lone Stars. And I know it's not going to start in 3 minutes because Travis Tunstall, the Oilers goalie, is sitting beside me. Thanks, buddy, for doing this. Thanks to Joni, our camera person, for stepping up. Excellent work. We'll be back in a little bit with Game 2 of day 2 at the Duel in Dallas, brought to you by Thompson Brothers Lacrosse.